I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is.
Boom.
Biddly, 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 bo. Yes, yo. Here we go. There ain't nobody down round here, bro. You know what time it is. Hair in the mouth, hair up the snout. Get that badger in and on and over here. We had to move back to get his greatness in. You know how we do it. Nobody do it how he does it. If you don't know by now, you never knew. 32 seconds in, the clock watchers will already be watching and waiting. Commenting, I've no doubt. Keep liking and subscribing. Appreciate every which one of you guys. We have been upping the content. I simply must do an extraordinarily special shout out to Mark Bradley for going absolutely ham yesterday in the super chats. Shout out to legendary MVG, Craig Dowling, Ming, Render LUFC, Jaggy Babs, and Sean Rooney. Shout out to legendary MVG, Craig Dowling, Ming, Render LUFC, Jaggy Babs, and Sean Rooney. And a special shout out to Mark Bradley. And I'm going to mention Mark Bradley a few times in this video because I think the bloke deserves it. If you could keep supporting the channels, guys, it'd be really appreciated. Hit the like button. The record is 741. We're still yet to eclipse it. But quick shit vid, sorry Badger, or as we call it, a video de Mirado or Rapido. We've got plenty to talk about. A Rapida, rather. I don't want to be getting done. Quick shit vid. AC Milan tomorrow, obviously, in Dublin. Dublin. Be a proper good test for us, I would imagine. I should hope. It should be a pretty mental night for everybody going as well. We were tempted to go. We were going to go get absolutely lashed it with boys, but should have just done it. It's one of them ones where you know, a few of my mates are on bottle job and they're like, oh, well, in booze, we're like, book it, let's do it now, get booked now. And then they're like, do it tomorrow. And we looked tomorrow and then flights had gone up. This is when it first got announced. Flights had gone up, you know, substantially. And then we're looking at ferry and all this stuff and then getting back. And it all gets a bit messy, doesn't it? And when people actually realize that, you know, at some point you're actually going to have to make a decision. But we should have just gone with it with the initial beer and just booked the bastard thing and been like, get on that plane. We're off. But we're not going, so we will be live. Yeah, boy. So tune in, boy. I do think they're a decent side. It'd be a good test. It'd be interesting to see what Farky Fucker drums up, what starting lineup he goes with. Hopefully we'll have a few back. Might get to see Perry, etc. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. Matteo Joseph, my guy, has spoke out. I don't get why the emotional outpour from everybody, to be honest, both positive and negative. I don't think he'll go over to Spain and bang goals in left, right, and centre just to stake my claim before we get started. But I don't know why everybody's going down the rat line. Matteo Joseph is getting called. It's like, who cares, man? The blokes, I don't know why it makes people so angry, like just in general. He's a big timer. He can't back it up. And he certainly hasn't for us. He isn't better than Peru Parisley. And he gets spoke and thought about significantly better than Peru Parisley. And if I had to pick right now who I would want, it would be Peru Parisley for the upcoming season and not Matteo Joseph. So I don't know how anybody can be that arsed to be that mad about it. It was shit for us. He didn't turn up to training. The bloke's a penis. So what? Bye. He's come out in a quote and said he's always wanted to move to Mallorca. Like, bye then, goodbye. All his life he's wanted this, he said. Thing is, though, do you remember his performance against Chelsea? How many times do you reckon he's watched that? Because in order for him to think that he's been decent for us, he must just watch the highlights of the Chelsea game relentlessly. And let's have it right. It was a one-off game against a Chelsea side in a cup tie where these types of things happen anywhere for anybody. He was playing as the second fiddle. We'd gone with Joseph because it was basically a game that we could afford to lose. He must have watched it about that many times in order to think he's decent. He's wanted this all his life, so bye. It's the first club that contacted me, he also said. I literally lolled. I laughed out louded when I saw that. And we're like, and he said, I'm happy. So goodbye. Goodbye, Matteo. See you in a bit. I also don't understand this loan bullshit thing where people are obsessed with the fact that he's off out to go build his reputation and increase his value. We need to have some sort of a bet on this because I don't know how we can go about the bet. But what's the increase of value? Nobody's willing to buy him. You know, the Mallorca were the first club to contact him. He's wanted it all his life, and that's the first club to contact him. So what is his value? He currently doesn't have a value. So, if he's sold next summer, that's an increase on his value, isn't he? He currently can't get sold. So why are we so adamant that he goes over there and suddenly he's worth £20 million? I don't get it. I can't guarantee, nothing in life's guaranteed, is it? But he will not go over there and pull up any trees. I just don't believe he will. I think he'll be decent and be all right in a relatively poor side. Whatever, just goodbye. One article, I swear to God, there were so many lols in these articles I've been reading about Matteo. One article said that Joseph, over his youth, has showed comparisons to Haaland. What comparisons are them? Are they all crybabies that just do a runner every time that they get 10, 12 starts at starts for a big club and can't perform, so get dropped? Is that what Haaland did? Because I was under the impression pretty much since he came out at Womb, Haaland's been getting 20 goals a season. So I don't really know what that's based on. I think if Haaland had been in the Championship with us last year, or to be quite honest, when he were about 15, he'd have been better than Matteo Joseph. Goodbye. He's always wanted this move. He's always wanted to live there. So goodbye. The first club that contacted me. Some people, I know I said that I think Ferdinand's a bit dumb, just in the mind, in the brain. And I got some shit for it, saying that you can't be a top player if you can't be dumb and be a top player. And then somebody commented saying Paul Gascoigne, and somebody put Wayne Rooney, they're top players. But, can you be dumb and not a top player? Because I think he's a bit dumb, and saying stuff like, the first club that contacted me is not the line that you want to be going down, really, in my opinion. Ben Doak, I spoke about this a little bit in the in my underlap yesterday, so go check it out. It was a bit of bullshit, pissed up talk, granted, yesterday, but that's what Thursday night's all about. Nobody do it how he does it. If you don't know by now, you never knew. Shout out to Matt Bradley, the underlap king. I don't really get the hate, not towards Matt Bradley. We love Matt Bradley, but to Ben Doak, I don't, some of you guys think that Hamer's a really exciting signing. Everyone's saying that Doak is good. He's one for the future, but they're just moaning about the here and now and the price tag. It's a strange one because you do ultimately buy talent at a youth level for the future as well, don't you? And I know everybody just wants the here and now all the time, but maybe he could do a bit. Maybe Farker possibly thinks if we can't get somebody as big or as well respected as Paxo Stuffing, maybe it would be better, like I've been discussing, getting in a 21-year-old that just adds to the squad, can do the job, won't be overly relied on, and we can maybe get a little bit more out of him than we anticipated and push him onto that next step. We've got to look a little bit towards the future as well as the here and now. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, oh, well, he's good, but, don't spend 20 million on him. It's like Leeds might be willing to spend 20 million on him and still buy a 35 million pound player, be it somebody up top or somebody out wide. They might think we've got enough out wide unless we can attract a top player. It's kind of like Solomon, isn't it? So you sort of know what you're getting with Solomon, but I don't think he's a top Paxo Stuffing exciting signing. But everybody's saying that Doak's good, but I don't get it. And then, my point being, once it goes around Twitter that he's good, but he's one for the future and he can't do it in the here and now, in it for any club, even though, he has had starts at top teams, Liverpool, big club. Once it goes around Twitter that's the case, everybody just echoes it, don't they, and just says the same shit. So I don't know whether just in my own head here, I'm just trying to say something that nobody else is saying. I can't understand the, certain people say it online and then suddenly everybody's just got to go with it. My point being with El Kunis Carnus, he was decent for Leicester last year, but it's gone around Twitter that's really exciting and everyone agrees. A few powerful people in the space have said it's exciting, and then suddenly, it's the most exciting signing we could have ever expected, since Paxo Stuffing. I'm not even sure the club fancy it with El Carnus. So, by the way, I'd be excited by that signing, but I'd be excited by the Ben Doak signing. I don't think everything has to be there just for the here and now. West Ham are in for Doak. So, and West Ham, I've spoke about some bullshit stuff with them being in for El Carnus. So we're obviously in the same. West Ham are the new Everton to us. He apparently does want first team football, which he probably, that all being said, probably can't be promised that at either of them clubs, can he? I think it'd be really tricky for him to definitely at West Ham. I think you probably could promise him more minutes at Leeds United just on the basis that we're newly promoted. It's same for that El Carnus, the likelihood is he'll think he'll get more minutes at Leeds United than he would at West Ham, just based on the fact that they're a cemented Premier League side. A few people mentioned wages the other day, which I want to stake. Because I said about being in potential competition with West Ham and the fact that I think we can compete with them in the transfer window. Wages is a big thing. Obviously, they will have, I would imagine, a far bigger bracket for wages. All aboard the bullshit bus. There's so much woof floating around, but we're introducing Dictionary Corner. So let's all go into Dictionary Corner. Right, we're in Dictionary Corner. I'm only reporting on this dude because I thought it would be an interesting pronunciation. And you know that we're the king of the challenge. And I love a challenge! Silence! We had to have a silence in there for Andy Rowe. Young 21-year-old fella. He's at Benfica now, but he was loaned out last year and played in the Norway national side. He's apparently been scouted by the Leeds United scouting team. And he is called, are you ready for this? Schlederup. Schlederup? Shedrup. Well, we've had a scouting report. He performed against, how did he perform against Nice? Well, Shredderup, overall, Leeds' scouts will have taken plenty away from his performance. Despite his inability to register a goal contribution, the Portuguese Giants secured a 2-0 away victory, and the Norwegians certainly played his part. It's good to hear. Via FOTMob, the 21-year-old registered a 92% pass completion, with 2 chances created in the game. Great. He won 4 of his 5 defensive ground duels, showcasing his willingness to put in work off the ball. We love to hear that from Schroddle up, don't we? Absolutely love that from Schroddle up. Bringing Schroddle up. On transfer market, Schroddle up is valued at about 15 million euros for the 21-year-old prospect. He plays right across the front line. I think his preferred spot is the left wing, but he has played in the 10 and he can play on the right. Can Schroddle up. Stan Collymore, for what his opinion's worth. My man Stan Collymore says we will stay up. I certainly will be mentioning anybody that says we will stay up, because anybody that says we'll stay up is good enough for me. So shout out to Stan Collymore. I don't care what happened in his previous life. He now thinks we're staying up. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm just here to judge the pundits that don't want us to stay up. Stan Collymore's one that wants us to stay up. I'm hoping the fan base wants us to stay up. There's some of you moody bastards out there that want us to fail. There's some of you moody bastards out there that want Farker to fail. There's some of you moody bastards that want me to be in a bad mood. It's not going to happen. Not yet. Not until them away days when we get spanked or we lose him last minute and Ed goes and I'm live and it's bad news. And everyone's like, it's fucking, it's pretends to be fucking happy all the time. I'm happy about 4% of the day, mate. And 2% I piss around doing these videos. Shout out to Mark Bradley in a bit.
I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is.
Boom.